just a breaking news tweet from James Pearce.
Jesus.
Mohamed Salah would accept a new 1-year contract at Liverpool. It's an exclusive from Simon Hughes. Okay, well, look, let's pivot. Would you pivot everyone?
I found it really hard to talk about Newcastle there.
Yeah. Chris has got his wish. Right, everyone, we're pressing the pivot button. We're pivoted. Mohamed Salah would accept a new 1-year contract at Liverpool, according to Si Hughes. Would you give Mohamed Salah a 1-year contract?
Yes, and I would give him the money that I was going to give him over a 2-year contract to ensure it.
Shitting hell.
I'd give him a 2-year if he really wants it.
Absolutely idiotic.
I'm going to spend the money on him anyway.
Christ.
Si Hughes, who's recently released
A Salah book.
A Salah book, by the way. Yeah, just as a side note on all of this. But yeah, 100% I'd give him a 1-year deal. I'd give him whatever it takes to stay at the football club. So.
Yeah,
What?
and I'd worry about next year. Almost, I should give you a year's grace. No, this is not a thing that we should be doing again.
It does.
Get it signed, slip a little another sheet in, just double sign that for me. Year
Tracing
2 as well,
paper.
you bastard. Sounds.
It gives us another 3 windows to think about what happens next.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'd be thinking about that right now.
So just a 1-year contract.
I mean, I'd want to give him a 2-year
Chloe
contract. I'd want to give him a 2-year contract, but I mean, it all depends on the wages. If you're asking, if you're giving him 2, is he going to want more wages? Because, you know, he's going to want to insure himself. And also, I mean, a 1 year might actually be great for him, because if he's on this level in a year's time, he's going to go, that's wonderful. Remember what you gave me a year ago? Yeah, I'd like more than that as well. So it could work out for both of them. Either way, Liverpool, whatever you do, just feckin' sign him to a new deal. I don't care what the terms are. I don't care how long it is at this point. I am running out of time.
I think a 1-year deal's fucking stupid. Like,
it's a problem that you're kicking down the road.
Well, the thing is, it's mad, because this is not Liverpool offering him, by the way. This is just reading into the article from it, and this is Athletic has spoken to multiple sources with knowledge of the current situation, who spoke on the condition of anonymity. They said that he's not entered any discussions with the clubs, as his contract does not permit him to do so, but that will change on January 1st. He's consistently maintained that Liverpool have consistently maintained that discussions with Salah after his representative Remy Abbas have been positive and are still ongoing, but Salah's frustrated at the pace of talks and unconvinced the club will meet his expectations on terms. Liverpool have declined to comment on this. It comes off the back of him being linked with PSG as well.
It's Sam, mate, you go there, you win an absolutely not.
I get this whole kick it down the line thing, but because we're halfway through this season already, really, how far is this kicking this down the line? Because it is technically, I guess,
2 weeks.
I mean, yeah, you know, it's you're gonna have to make a decision at the end of the season. I think if you give him a 1-year contract extension, you know, and I know you will own him and you can make money on him in the summer, which is the fundamental difference between not signing him down to a deal. But yeah, if you sign him down to a deal in the summer, then a year's a lot. But if you give him 1 more year, you're really only getting another 6 months out of him, guarantee, you know, and a guaranteed fee in the summer as well.
No, you're getting 12 months before you need to make a decision. You're getting 12. You get until this time next year, aren't you?
But you're back in the same position where he's then going to leave on a free.
But at least we could have future-proof something by then.
We'll have no one to score the goals next season without him in the same way. You know, he's the top goal and assisters combined in the Premier League. He's second on goals. He's second on assists, I think, in the Premier League. I honestly, and I've always thought, Liverpool's smartest men in the room, all that type of stuff. I can't fathom what they're thinking at the moment. Yeah. I actually think this 1-year deal might suit them more than anything else.
I agree.
Because I think they're scared that they're starting to go. Off. No, I think they've always thought he's going to drop off. He's going to drop off. And they're going, are we right? Are we right about this? Because what's he got to lose, Paul? Well, he's not as fast as he was. So what's the drop-off that we're talking about with Mo Salah? If he loses 10 goals a season, he's at Bukayo Saka's level.
Yeah.
Right? If he loses 15, it's probably Saka's level, actually. It's probably more. You know,
I know he had 10 goals. He gets 40.
I can't actually see how much of a drop-off this lad can have.
No, because he's changed in such a way.
Because he's changed already. So why are we making a big thing if he loses a bit more pace? The only thing that I can rationalise it, honestly, is that he can't play as many minutes. And I think that's totally acceptable. But I don't see that he's done 50 games a year. I think 4 out of the last 5 years. And the other one was like 49 or something, right? And it might be since he came into the football club, this. And you're looking at it going, even if he halves them, right, that seems like a hell of a drop-off.
We say
Too
that,
much
though.
of a drop-off to me.
We say that, though. And the issue is not. I think the issue is more what happens when he has to drop his minutes.
Well, this is what's like getting him from 4,000 minutes a year to no minutes is a bigger problem.
No, exactly. But I mean, what does Mo Salah, who's being told to sit on the bench for 40% more football, look like? Because as much as he's the model, I know exactly, but this is the model professional, because Steven Gerrard took it horrendously, and that's the most recent example we've got of anything like this. He couldn't handle it, so much so that he ended up playing in the MLS. I just to move this conversation forward slightly from the stuff, because obviously it's a week of him coming out and speaking to Pearce. We talked about it a bit last week, Pearce and Gorst and what have you, but people are saying like, what are Liverpool doing? And or Salah's got all the power here. I think Salah is giving away his power every single moment this passes, and the more he talks, the more power he's giving away. And actually, cool, because I think this gives Liverpool's bargaining position a real shot in the arm, because he needs to shut up about it now, because he's starting to look quite desperate over the whole thing. And cool, I'm made up that he's desperate to play for Liverpool. I want footballers who are desperate to play for Liverpool to play for Liverpool, particularly really good ones. But this goes back to this thing of like, why Liverpool left it this late. He's clearly said, I want this amount of money and I want this length of contract, and Liverpool have gone, we're not giving you that. Because if they were going to give it to him, why would they wait? That's the only thing I can think, is it's something to do with money or terms. Because if it wasn't that, it would be sorted. It has to be. And so this is something. Is this Salah? Is it Salah's position now that's finally crumbling that might get this done?
Honestly, I think it's probably to do with the agent, Remy or whatever it is, because they go in and their idea is to do the best that they can for their clients. Mm-hmm. And Salah's probably just gone, now, listen, this isn't the best for me. Mm-hmm. I want to be tied down. That's the best for me. Yeah. And I don't mind giving the power away. I always go back to it when I went to, I think we were in Tanzania on my honeymoon. You end up in a bartering situation. I don't like bartering. I put a value of something in my head and go, I'll pay that. And they're made up because I probably overpaid by 10 times as much. But if it's worth that much to me, I don't mind paying that much. Mm. And this is the thing that Salah's going to be having now. He'd be like, who gives a shit? I want to stay at this football club. Who cares? Yeah. Well, I don't care about. I don't mind. No, I agree. And if it moves things along, that I can forget about this and get back to. Imagine what it's going to be like when he can focus on the football.
Absolutely.
Jeez.
I think this is a bit of a get out of jail card for Liverpool, a 1 year deal.
I agree.
I don't think Liverpool would have been willing to give him 3 years, even 2 years. That would have been a bit of a stretch. If he is willing to accept a 1 year deal, this is an absolute gift horse in the mouth for Liverpool, and we need to take it immediately.
I think, and this is one of those things. I'm honestly not that strongly opinionated. And I said this last week. Good players come and go, and Salah's is up there with the best of the best. But like it happens. You always good players leave, and then you get other good players, and then you forget about it. It's mad. Again, we are now holding up Arne Slot and going, God, we might have it even better under Slot, and no one predicted that a year ago. I don't take it quite so personally. But the point is that this looks like a softening. This feels like Salah, going. And the PSG thing is no accident. That should have strengthened his position. But if this is them, because what if he's spoken to PSG and gone, ugh. Maybe he looked at PSG in the Champions League and went, fucking hell.
He should have looked at PSG for the past 10 years and thought,
But there's a different way. You're going to go back and maybe they're going to pivot back to and make him the star. French league's crap.
But he wants to win things. And I get what you're saying about at some point you'll have to limit his minutes. But we're talking about a lad who is in the most shape I've ever seen a footballer in.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I didn't say that. I just said it might happen.
Yeah, it might happen. But for that to happen, he'll have to also fall off a cliff. Because if he's playing the way he's playing now and he's still doing the rituals, he's still keeping his body in that place.
Yeah, but look, Sadio Mane never gave up his rituals, but he fell off a cliff. You don't get to choose when you fall off a cliff.
I totally get that. But also, people have been set, and maybe Liverpool have been suggesting that actually they've been expecting him to fall off a cliff, and yet he's possibly at this point he's ready to beat his record for what he was when he first came.
It looks like he's still climbing the friggin' mountain. Ready to jump off the cliff.
Yeah, exactly. So for that to happen, I get it, but he would have to fall a way down. And like you said earlier, his game is no longer getting behind. It is still that, but like it's not just reliant on pace, and he's added so much more to his game, his assists, the way he pops up on the pitch. And also, did anyone see the stats under Slot and Klopp for him? And he has, not by much, but lesser sprints, lesser presses, and it just feels like we're controlling them a bit more. We're saying, you know what, lad, you are sensational. We've got Dom there, and we've got, Darwin Núñez or Diaz, who's going to do most of the pressing for you. You just look pretty, and you be prepared. He still has to get back. He still has to do a job, but he's being asked to press and set off that press a little bit less, which might help him in the long run.
I feel like, because it's my role to do these things, that's cool, but they might not be happy with that, is all I'm saying. They might be looking and going, cool, we'll carry that, because you'd be stupid not to do that when you own Mohamed Salah. But there might be an idealised version of a Liverpool team, which sounds mad to say.
I think there is.
Where they go, we'll buy someone else in, and it's going to make the whole thing look better.
Then that's the Pep Guardiola Aguero thing, isn't it? All over again. We had this discussion last week. I think Slot long term will be like, right, when Salah goes, you're probably not thinking about it, but I'll have someone and we'll do this and we'll pressure. We'll do a bit more gegenpressing, essentially, because Liverpool don't do the gegenpressing anymore, not in quite the same way, because it's too reliant on the front three being able to go and go and go again. Where they just sit in a little bit more now, don't they? And so I think that's part and parcel of it. But equally, there's a point where you go, well, the lad scores me 30 goals a season. Let's just ride with that for as long as we can.
You make an excuse. You can make accommodations for someone who's got that much end product. But the thing is that it's like when you've got his boss CD player, but after a while CD starts skipping, so you've got to give it a little tap. Well, it's still, and it works. It still works, but that's actually the first sign of you're going to have to replace that at some point, because that's him.
Which is fine.
We're always going to have to replace him.
Exactly.
Like
whether you do it now with no time or whatever, you've still got to replace him. And the fact is, you can bring in £100 million players, Jack Grealish, and they cannot do the things that Salah can do.
You buy yourself time.
And also, once again,
I don't think he's a long-term replacement, but Doak's another year older. Just another year closer, and Yanni's another year older. Where are they in terms of it?
More players players that we haven't seen will come through, and you'll be like, right, so the stats that we didn't have on the DMs, which was why we were in for Zubamendi, and he was kind of the point that maybe the Salah replacement is actually not here yet, and he's about to come and
Rio will be 12 by the time Salah
so that might happen. You might have a superstar that looks like he fits it in 12 months time, but once again, if you offer him another year contract, Saudi is still there, and they will want him at some point. You're still protecting his price, because at this moment he's still irreplaceable for Liverpool.
The whole thing's mad though, because I think if you're going to sign him down to a contract, I think you give him two, because two for me is the minimum, because you argue the point, so we don't need to go through it again. But for me, it seems a bit of a waste of time on the one, because you're so far into it already. You're not getting loads more back for it. You are getting another year of Mohamed Salah, which might be totally worth it. Probably is, because for the amount you're going to pay him for that, you're not buying someone for the price that it's going to cost his contract for a year. For that, if you took 12 or whatever it is, 40 million or whatever, or 20 million, whatever he's on a year, you're not buying a better player for that amount of money. So that's a no-brainer in that regard. But give him two and sell him. Give him two, have another year, and then sell him. Whereas you couldn't be asked to be back in this situation in 12 months' time, is what I'm.
Honestly, I said at the beginning, I really do think that it might be a situation that Liverpool feel most comfortable.
I agree. If this is the compromise, this is what has to happen.
Yeah,
for me.
And a 1 year could be a 1 year with the option that both sides look at it after the end of the year and go,
that was what we were hearing this 2 weeks ago, that Salah wanted 1 year plus an option, and Liverpool wanted to give him two, and Salah didn't want to take 2 years, he wanted the 1 and 1, but Liverpool went entertaining that, which is totally counterintuitive to what I think everyone thinks it is. I think everyone's convinced that they think Salah wants 3 years, but there's been no.
I think why it's sort of flip reverse like that. I'm sorry to keep jumping in on everyone here. Is I think it gives Liverpool the control over selling him. if there is a drop-off. Whereas Salah wants that control to go and be able to get a big fee if he wants to go somewhere else. Yeah, I think that's why it's almost the flip reverse of where you are.
But I do like the idea that it's gone like, oh, Paris Saint-Germain, well, maybe that'll strengthen. Oh, yeah. Sacre bleu. Don't like what's going on there at all. Thanks very much. Take me out. Give me whatever contract you want. Just please don't let me leave Liverpool. Fine. We'll see. It'll get sorted or it won't. Whatever. But yeah, just to wrap it up, just to be unequivocal.
Did I talk on the league? Sorry. One
word answer. Would you sign? You've got no other option. The only way to sign Salah is with a 1-year contract. Dan Club, yes or no?
Yes.
Chloe?
Yeah.
Chris?
10.
Yeah, go on, I'll do it too. Let us know in the comments what you would do.
I'll do
regard.
it too. Oh, Jesus, as if there could be another answer.
Yeah, well, we'll see.